All right, time for a little picking up. Yeah, a couple of boards down there. Those are mostly batteries. I don't do the flat screens from them. They'll bail those up and ship a whole truckload of those. Oh yeah, here we are. All right, so not a lot, but a few. Not a great load, but better than nothing.
Okay.
Have a good day, man. Hey, scrappers and recyclers, it's Shark Scrapper. In a recent Shark Scrapper Live, which I do every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, we were talking about how the price of silver is going up so nicely. And the logical question, of course, is how do you find silver? Where is it? Well, one place that there is silver sometimes is in keyboards. Now, it's been a long time since I've done one of these, so I thought I would take this opportunity to show all of you, especially all my new viewers, where the silver is in a keyboard. It'll help you out a little bit and how to get into them. Come on, let's dive in. The silver is going to be in the part called the silver mylar. Not every keyboard is going to have the right kind of mylars or silver, but a lot of them do, especially older ones. So you flip them upside down and you deal with a lot of screws. A lot of screws. A Phillips 1 or 2 is what you're going to need. And then look underneath of the feet. Just make sure there's nothing there. Tip out the screws. Don't lose the screws. Put them in with your shred. Then you just take your flathead screwdriver and go to peel it up. If it hesitates, if it won't come up, check and make sure that you didn't miss a screw. Now, these keys, I'm keeping the keys for the local artist community to see if any of them will need these for projects. This is a rubber coating. This is the way you want to get it like this, where it all comes off. But sometimes what they do is they have every single little dot glued to the mylar. That is a mess. Here's an example of one of the mylars I was telling you about where the rubber is literally glued onto the piece of mylar. Now, you know, it's not that hard to get them out there. You can take a straight edge, a knife, run it across there, and you can get these off, or you can just pull them off. It's not that difficult, but it is, you know, it's a little more time and it's messy, and then you got all these things flying all over the place. And then you look here, you'll see there's some screws here that's holding down the mylar onto the little bit of board that's going to be in there. And we'll get this little bit of board, and there's still a little bit of cord hanging on this one. Now those are gold plated, but it's a actually a very brittle kind of board. So I just put these in with my low grades. You might get away with putting them in mid grades depending upon your yard. The way I sell my low and mid grades is in a mix box. So this is a gold plated connector in. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. This one is. And then we get this little bit of ferrite off of here. You can smash it with a hammer and make it a lot faster and easier. And then you have number 3 insulated copper wire, or computer wire, depending upon what your yard calls it. Now this is the mylar. You want to separate it. There'll be 3 sheets. 2 of the sheets will have this tracing, and that's where the silver is. It's on the tracing. Now if you just rip it, the little points where it was glued or soldered together might tear the whole thing, so be a little bit careful when you pull them apart. And then you get the center one. The center one is just going to be blank. And that can just go in with your plastic trash or recycle if you have a recycler who will take it. So you get these 2 mylars, and then there's a process for removing the silver from these mylars. Now there are a number of folks who have done the removal process. I have not done it yet, but I have decided that I'm going to collect these mylars because I picked up a lot of keyboards in the last few pickups I've done. And so I now have a lot of keyboards, so I'm gonna have a lot of mylar, so I might as well experiment with getting the silver. Let's do that one more time. Here's a Logitech. It's a larger one. It was corded as well. This one's using a number 2 Phillips. I don't feel any obvious screw there. We'll find out. Oh. Ah, there. Look at that. There's a whole bunch of screws there, baby. There's a lot of unscrewing involved in this. Some of the keyboards will have a nice little piece of metal in there, so you can throw that in with your metal bits. Here is the mylar. So again, we separate the layers here, and you can see how that one started to pull the whole mylar. And I'm trying to keep them as complete as I can because that just seems to me like it's going to be easier when I go to process them. I've seen various videos. Some people cut them in half to make them a little more manageable. I can always cut them in half once I decide to actually start processing. And we have the plastic. And then we get this little piece of low grade, and we have the little bit of wire here. So there's the low grade. And we get the ferrite out of there again. Number 3, insulated copper wire, ferrite, And then this will all go into the box where I'm keeping all the keyboards and such. If I find some artists that want this stuff, and I don't know if there's any value in this rubber stuff for them or not, but the artists will let me know what it is they can work with, what they'd like to have or not, and then I can figure out what to deal with what's left over. As you see, it's really not that hard. All it takes is a screwdriver. If you have a drill or a power driver, that's great. It makes it go faster. If you just have a hand screwdriver, then it's just going to take a little bit longer. It's not terribly difficult to get the mylars out of the keyboards. You do end up with a lot of plastic trash, and you still have to process the silver, which can involve the use of acids. So I do urge you to be careful when you do that. But hey, that's where the silver is. So while you're gathering up your keyboards or you're researching how to actually get the silver off of the mylar, why don't you check out the videos that are popping up on either side of me, take you to more Shark Scrapper content, and the round thing in the middle, that's to help you to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. We'll see you all on the next one.